I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, teachers, students, and parents. This is Dr. Carson, the Assistant Principal of the Charles E. Trefurt School. Thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate Women's History. I would first like to acknowledge all of our third grade teachers for making today's event possible. As we celebrate Women's History Month today, I think of all the amazing women who have created the path for my own daughter. The opportunities that my little girl has today would not be possible had it not been for the fighters, the dreamers, and the brave women that refuse to be limited. The strength and resilience shown by women throughout history is something we should all aspire to. There will always be something or someone trying to put limitations on all of us. However, inside all of us is that same resilience that Susan B. Anthony had, the same perseverance as Amelia Earhart, and the same determination as Rosa Parks, and also the daring spirit of Sally Ride. For all the people watching today, I want you to think of this one question by Amelia Earhart. What do dreamers know of boundaries? When you come across a block in your path, or a path that seems impassable, remember that your dreams don't include boundaries. As we have seen throughout women's history, boundaries can be removed and ceilings can be broken. Thank you again to everyone who has joined us here today.
Marissa Migliozzi began her teaching career in 1983. Through the years, she worked hard, dedicated her life to the children of Jersey City, sharing her knowledge and passion for teaching. Although she began as a teacher, she was also a union rep, and in 2003, she became the first female principal of the Charles E. Trefurt School. As principal, she was always there for the children and her staff, helping them to achieve greatness until her retirement on January 1st, 2021.
Amelia Earhart was an American aviator who had a younger sister named Grace. She was born in Kansas on July 24, 1897, and died on July 2, 1937. Amelia Earhart became the first woman to fly solo. She had to overcome many challenges. One of them was her parents getting a divorce, learning how to fly, and facing people because she liked to do boy activities. Some of the activities she enjoyed were basketball and took an auto repair class. Amelia Earhart flew from Hawaii to the USA. She had a dream to fly across the world, but she crashed in California on July 2nd, 1937. The military tried finding her, but they failed. Her disappearance became the most unsolved mystery. Amelia Earhart was interested to read about because I also one day wanted to become a pilot and learn more about planes. I also liked reading about this because I am very interested in basketball.
Kamala Harris is an American lawyer and a politician. In 2016, she was elected to the United States Senate. Harris was the first Indian American to serve as a U.S. Senator. She was also the second Black woman to do so in 2020. Harris became the first woman to be elected Vice President of the United States.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I work for the Jersey City Public Safety Department. I work for the police department specifically. I work in a center where we take 911 calls, and then I am a police dispatcher. So what happens is you call 911, and they take the information, the call taker takes your information, and then they transmit it to me through a computer, and I talk to police on the radio all day and tell them where to go. It's very important in our job to stay calm and to get all the information about the call. So if you call 911, they ask you where you are and what your phone number is, and then when I talk to the police on the radio, I'm able to tell them where to go and what to expect when they get there. So that way the public is safe, and so are the police officers. For example, 9-year-old calls 911. First thing they say is, 911, what's the location of your emergency? You tell them what's wrong. Then I talk to the police and I say, I have a 9-year-old caller, says her dad's on the floor, she doesn't know what's wrong with him, and there's an ambulance on the way. So now the police know what to expect, and now I've gotten the person the help that they need. I have a super cool job. I really love my job, and I love working in public safety, and I love making things safer for the people in the city of Jersey City. So that's my story.
Marie Curie. Marie Curie was a Polish scientist and is probably one of the most famous scientists of all time. She was born in the Polish city of Warsaw, but later moved to France, where she made an incredible discovery which would change the world. In France, she met her husband, a man called Pierre, who was also a scientist. She succeeded her husband as head of the physics laboratory at the Sorbonne and gained her Doctor of Science degree in 1903. Together they built on work done by previous scientists and made discoveries which would earn them a Nobel Prize in 1903 for physics. After the tragic death of her husband in 1906, she took his place as Professor of General Physics in the Faculty of Sciences, the first time a woman had held this position. She also went on to win another Nobel Prize for chemistry in 1911. She was the first woman in history to win it. She was also appointed director of the Curie Laboratory in the Radium Institute of the University of Paris, founded in 1940. So what was this amazing work? Well, the Curies made groundbreaking discoveries about something called radioactivity. Radioactivity happens when a certain special chemical element gives off energetic particles. When a part of them called their nucleus breaks down. This all sounds technical, but through this work, the Curies announced the discovery of two new chemical elements, polonium and radium. And why was that so important? Well, first of all, their work was used to develop something called radiotherapy, which is used to treat cancer-related illnesses. These discoveries were also really important in developing X-rays, which are vital in hospitals today. It also meant that during World War I, Curie was able to develop a portable X-ray unit that could be used near the battlefield. So if you ever find yourself in a hospital having an X-ray, now you know who you should be thanking.
My name is Tech Sergeant Melissa Franco, and I'm in the United States Air Force. I've been doing the job I love in POL for 11 years. POL stands for Petroleum, Oils, and Lubricants. We do everything from refueling aircraft, ground fuels, and liquid oxygen and nitrogen. I actually work in the quality assurance part, and I've been doing it for 8 years, which means I get to work in a laboratory kind of like chemistry. I was selected to attend special training to become certified in quality assurance, which means I had to outwork my peers to get selected to go to this school. My job is to sample every drop of fuel and liquid oxygen before it ever reaches our planes. I make sure they meet the United States Air Force standards. That way pilots can fly their missions and make it back safe. I've always worked harder to make sure everyone sees that women can do this job just as well as men can, maybe even better at times. My career is a predominantly male career, but that doesn't scare me and is actually fun to prove people wrong. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Set a goal and set your mind to it, and you can achieve anything. The only thing standing in between you and your dreams is yourself. Happy International Women's Day.
Nació en el Bronx, Nueva York, el 25 de junio de 1954. Sus padres son Juan y Celina. Sonia tiene un hermano, se llama Junior. Cuando era niña siempre quería ser jueza. A los 9 años, los doctores le dijeron que tenía diabetes. Sonia se crió con su mamá y su abuela, que eran de Puerto Rico. Sonia Sotomayor se graduó de la Universidad de Princeton. En el 1976, en el 1909, el presidente Obama anunció su nominación a la Corte Suprema. En el 2013 escribió su primer libro llamado Mi Mundo Adorado. Sonia Sotomayor ha hablado en contra de la discriminación y quiere que todos sean tratados de la misma forma.
Hi, my name is Lauren Hilario, and I'm in Miss Bia's third grade class. I would like to talk to you about some famous women in the entertainment world. If you love music, you may know some of the names I am going to talk about. First, there is Jennifer Lopez, a Puerto Rican singer who started out as a backup dancer on a television show. She later became an actress and is most known for playing a very famous Mexican music star named Selena. Today, she is better known for her music and songs like Let's Get Loud and Jenny from the Block. Next, there is Shakira, a Colombian pop star. Shakira has sold over 80 million records, which have made her the best-selling female Latin artist of all time. Shakira is well known for her dancing in her music video and concerts. Her dancing style is said to combine Latin dancing with Middle Eastern belly dancing from her Lebanese heritage. She was invited to perform one of her songs named Waka Waka during the opening ceremony of 2010 FIFA World Cup. Another of one of her songs, Try Everything, was in the cartoon movie Utopia. I choose these two women because they present Latinas like me. But there are many great women in the music to be proud of, like Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez, Alicia Keys, and Billie Eilish, and so many more.
Hi, my name is Ravina Weeks, and I am a Jersey police officer. I've been with JCPD for about 16 years. Before that, I was a high school English teacher, and basically, girls can do anything. I grew up wanting to be a teacher, I became a teacher. I wanted to be a cop, so I became a cop. Whatever you want to do, you just do it, because life's too short to think about what you should have done or could have done if you'd have just tried, because we can do anything we want.
Telling you a little about Mother Teresa, a woman whose life's work I find very fascinating. It is not how much we do, but how much love we put in the doing. It is not how much we give, but how much love we put in the giving. These were Mother Teresa's thoughts about love and giving. Mother Teresa is one of the greatest humanitarians the world has ever known. Mother Teresa was a Roman Catholic nun who devoted her life to serving the poor and needy around the world. She spent many years in India, where she founded the Missionaries of Charity, devoted to helping those in great need. Mother Teresa was born in 1910 in the Republic of Macedonia. At a young age, she felt calling to be a nun and serve through helping the poor. At age of 18, she was given permission to join a group of nuns in Ireland. After a few months of training, she traveled to India. On her arrival in India, she began working as a teacher. However, the widespread poverty of Calcutta made a deep impression on her, and this led to her starting a new order called the Missionaries of Charity. The primary objective of this mission was to look after people who were abandoned. Mother Teresa felt that serving others was a fundamental principle of the teachings of Jesus Christ. As Mother Teresa said herself, love cannot remain by itself. It has no meaning. Love has to put in action, and that action is service. In 1948, she decided to live full-time among the poorest of Calcutta. For many years, Mother Teresa and a small band of fellow nuns survived on minimal income and food, often having to beg for funds. But slowly her efforts were noted and appreciated by the local community and Indian politicians. In 1952, she opened her first home for the dying, which allowed people to die with dignity. Her work spread around the world. By 2013, there were 700 missions operating in over 130 countries. The scope of their work also expanded to include children's shelter and hospices. In 1979, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her work undertaken in the struggle to overcome poverty and distress, which also constitutes a threat to peace. In later years, she was more active in Western countries. She commented that though the West was materially wealthy, there was often a spiritual poverty. When she was asked how to promote world peace, she replied, "Go home and love your family." Until her death, she was active in traveling around the world to the different branches of the Missionaries of Charity. Following Mother Teresa's death in 1997, at the age of 87, Pope Francis declared
that Mother Teresa, in all aspects of her life, was a generous dispenser of divine mercy, making herself available for everyone through her welcome and defense of human life, those unborn and those abandoned and discarded. She made her voice heard before the powers of this world, so that they might recognize their guilt for the crime and perverty they created. Mother Teresa was a living saint who offered a great example and inspiration to the world. The death of Mother Teresa was an end of an era. She acquires great respect from the people around the world because of her good deeds. Mother Teresa will be remembered by the world forever.
We would like to take this opportunity to honor the women of Charles E. Trefurt community. Thank you to all the teachers and staff that have not only taught us to grow smarter, but have taught us to imagine greatness. We can achieve anything we put our minds to. Also, thank you to our mothers and grandmothers, aunts and family members that have taught us to be strong and have been in our biggest support, especially during this pandemic. To all the women who have taught us to be bold and to be brave and to be fearless, we thank